we are going to start the school and college portion of our fall visit day by welcoming the one and only College of Natural Sciences. So please help me welcome Associate Dean Elizabeth Connor.
Good morning, everyone. I'm so glad that you've taken time out of your weekend to join us to hear about the College of Natural Sciences at UMass. I'm going to share my screen with you now, and we'll get started. Okay, Julia?
Yes, it looks great.
Okay, so it's Sunday morning, not as early for those of you in California, but a little slow here, obviously, on my computer. I'm Elizabeth Connor, the Associate Dean for Undergraduate Education for our college. And if you have any questions over the coming weeks and months, as you decide to apply and be accepted to the University of Massachusetts, you can contact me at CNS Advising Center at umass.edu. Now, I think it's important to start today by sharing with you the beliefs and values that guide our work in the College of Natural Sciences. Integrity is at the core of everyone in the college, as let's face it, as scientists and mathematicians, we want our work to be believed. So we are guided by these principles of respect and awareness, community and empowerment, and diversity and inclusion. Now, how does this translate into your experience at UMass? We as a college strive to be a place where you will feel welcomed to engage in science and math, the STEM disciplines. You will have the confidence to pursue your interests successfully with the knowledge that everyone you meet in the UMass community will be committed to your success, and that you will feel welcomed and feel belonging at UMass as a valued member of our community. Now, who are we? This community of natural sciences? Our college is a group of 14 departments led by our dean, Tricia Serio. In these departments, we have 22 undergraduate majors. You're probably aware that you can double major, and if you choose, have a minor in addition to your major. Those majors don't all have to be in the College of Natural Science, nor do the minors. And we actually welcome you broadening your portfolio and your experience while you're at UMass. Some departments also collaborate as schools, the School of Earth and Sustainability, and you'll soon be hearing from the Stockbridge School of Agriculture. Now, I imagine that you have several reasons why you are considering joining us for your undergraduate education. One of those reasons, in my opinion, should be that we are among the universities and colleges in the country with the very highest level of research activity. Why is research important to an undergraduate student like you? I'd say there are three reasons. First, your instructors are actively generating new knowledge in their research programs, growing and expanding what we know as a society and working to solve our problems. Second, you can actually join them in your research, as you've already heard this morning, either in your lab classes or in independent research opportunities using, in both cases, frequently, the current techniques in the field. Finally, the third reason is the skills you learn in these settings are highly valued when it comes time for you to bid us goodbye and go off to your careers. Now, here's a list of the 22 majors we offer in the College of Natural Sciences. They all will appear on the common application that you've already heard about that is open. In addition, we have the option for you to enter on an exploratory track. I actually saw a question in the question and answers asking about that. What if you just you're not quite sure of your major and you might want to sample a couple different opportunities? This exploratory track program allows you to take some courses before choosing your major. Also, in the question and answer this morning was about, can we change majors? Absolutely. You may discover something here at UMass that you didn't know existed previously. And we certainly have mechanisms and procedures for you to change majors if your interests shift. Now, our mission in each of these majors and in the college as a whole is the success of our students, your success. Toward this end, our instructors are dedicated to your education. For example, they are using the best teaching practices in science education and woven throughout your courses and your curriculum. You will practice and gain the skills critical for your career success. Skills like critical thinking and problem solving listed here, oral and written communication, teamwork and collaboration, and leadership. Finally, we strive to provide you with hands-on research opportunities and experience, whether in our courses, in course-based undergraduate research programs, shown here, listed here, also known as CURES, apprenticeships where you'll be working independently one-on-one with a faculty member in their research team, internships, which will happen off campus with partners in industry and in government organizations, or on campus in an integrated concentration in science icons that will complement your major. Now, much of your training will take place in our outstanding buildings and spaces designed for your learning. Whether it is labs equipped with state-of-the-art research equipment or learning spaces like team-based learning classrooms. We hope before too long you'll be able to visit UMass, and at least you will be able to do a virtual tour to see how what these spaces look like and perhaps see some of them in action. So far, I have focused on your curriculum, courses, and instructors. Now, this is just a fraction of your UMass team in the college and the university that supports you. You will also build a team of advisors, okay, academic advisors, career advisors, and student success coaches and advocates in the Dean of Students office. And I want to really mention that your peers are also a critical part of this circle, that you build your team that enhances and expands your UMass experience. Now, you will encounter your fellow students not only in your dorms, the dining hall, your living experiences, clubs, etc., but they also will be supporting you as peer mentors, peer advisors, and undergraduate teaching assistants. They can give you pointers about what courses to take, tips on study habits, and opportunities on campus, like the best place to find a place to study, the best food, of course, we know that we are the best food, etc. But the best part of this whole operation and mechanism is that you too, here at UMass, can become a peer mentor, a peer advisor, an undergraduate teaching assistant as you advance through your own curriculum and learn a whole new set of skills. Now, the truth is that your 4 years will fly by, but we love you and our students, and we will be sad to see you graduate. We will work with you to be sure that when you cross the stage at our senior celebration, you are not only prepared in your discipline as a biologist, a chemist, an environmental scientist, but you will be well prepared for your career, whether it is in graduate school, finding and taking a job, in professional school, like, for example, medical school, dental school, veterinary medicine, physician's assistant, or service, like the military or the Peace Corps. We have several offices dedicated to helping you plan for your career. The college career, this would be our college career and professional development center, the pre-med pre-health advising office, and the pre-vet advising office. There's also a course for careers, and the career planning and opportunities are embedded in your curriculum, in your discipline as well. In each of these venues, you will get one-on-one career advising, help writing your resume or submitting your application to medical school or graduate school, and workshops, job internship searching, making the best LinkedIn profile, or honing your interviewing skills. Finally, there are dozens of career fairs offered each year on campus. Now, I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to me. And now I want to introduce the people who are now where we hope you will want to be here at UMass as a UMass student. Phil Baird is majoring in mathematics, and MP Hester is majoring in biology and in psychology.
Yeah, I'll start first. Hi guys, my name is Phil. Like Dean Connor said, I am majoring in mathematics. I have a concentration in education, so eventually down the road, I'd hope to become a high school math teacher, but we'll see where I end up. So I'm from a small town, Princeton, Massachusetts, which is about an hour away from UMass. I'm a junior here at UMass. Some things I do on campus, I'm a tour guide like Lala and MP. I'm also sort of on the club tennis team. Didn't actually make the team, so I don't travel with the team, but I do stay on campus and hit around with all the other kids who didn't make the team. So it is a lot of fun doing that. I'm also part of the outing club, so we get to go hike around beautiful Western Massachusetts. In some of the pictures in the distance, you're able to see some mountain ranges. So we'll hike around there. We'll go kayaking, bunch of fun things outside. And I'm also a transfer student, so I came to UMass the second semester of my freshman year after being at a small state school in Massachusetts that just wasn't the right fit. But once I got to UMass, it's been awesome. And that's actually why I chose UMass. So like I just said, I did transfer here. The small school was just a little bit too small. I found myself going home a lot of the weekends. I didn't want to be home as a freshman in college. My parents definitely didn't want me home. So we were on the same boat there. So we looked into transferring, got to UMass second semester freshman year. It's been great since. At such a big school, there are so many different things for you to do. Like Lala said, again, there was the squirrel watching club. There's a lettuce eating club. Tons of different like music groups to be a part of, any sports activities to get involved with. So you can really find your niche here. And there is something for everyone, definitely. So I will allow MP to jump on and introduce herself too.
Thank you, Phil. As Phil just said, my name is MP and I am a junior here at UMass. I'm doing a dual degree program in biology and psychology on the neuroscience track, as well as pursuing a minor in biochemistry. So I definitely have a lot of experience in the College of Natural Sciences. I'm an out-of-state student from Jackson, Mississippi. Shout out to anybody, any participants from the South. And some things I'm involved in on campus. I am a tour guide on campus, as Phil said. I am a member of the Commonwealth Honors College. I work as a peer advisor for the psychology department, so I do help students pick out classes and get kind of a student perspective on advising. I'm involved with a few clubs on campus, but a few that I'm particularly passionate about are Habitat for Humanity and UMass Best Buddies. I know a lot of high schools have a similar program, and UMass also has an excellent one. A lot of people like to ask why I chose UMass and what I love about UMass. And for me, I applied to tons and tons and tons of schools. Ranging from teeny tiny schools with 1,000 kids to giant schools with 80,000 students. And I really did not know what I wanted when I did the college process, except that I knew I didn't want it to be in Mississippi. So I visited UMass because my college counselor told me I was going to love it. So I came and visited it, and it was beautiful. It was the first time I ever saw real snow, and it was amazing to see that. And it really checked off all the boxes for me. It had tons of research opportunities, it had the majors I wanted, and they were excellent at UMass. And something that I discovered along the way after attending UMass was that you really do get tons of support um, from everyone when you're here. And that's something I think you should really consider when looking for a college. Everyone's looking out for you. There's so many different opportunities, and everyone wants you to take advantage of them and are really on your side for you to have immense success when you're here at school. So I will pass it back to Dean Connor to start the Q&A.
Here we go. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm going to screen share again. I sort of threw myself out of our screen share. And I want to thank you, MP, and thank you, Phil. You're very busy people. I am so impressed with all that you're managing to do. And I hope that in our question and answer, we can actually talk about maybe how you're managing it in this virtual world we find ourselves in now and how we sustain ourselves. So let me share this slideshow one more time. And I want to take a minute to introduce our Interim Director of Student Success and Diversity. We have to actually zoom through here. Can you tell this is my first time doing this virtually, everybody? Huh? And believe it or not, we actually practiced. So I want to introduce our Interim Director of Student Success and Diversity, Dr. Linda Ziegenbein. Linda and MP and Phil are going to join me, and we're now going to answer your questions. So now it's time for this, and we'll do a screen share, stop the screen share so that we can answer your questions.
Elizabeth, we had a question about HHMI courses and whether or not all first-year students can take the HHMI bio class.
Oh, it's a great question. So let me fill in on what HHMI is. We are part of a program at the Howard Hughes Medical Institute, abbreviated HHMI, that is looking to include and increase inclusion in all of our campuses. There are 56 schools working on this program, and our effort is focused on the first year curriculum in the life sciences. It's a program where the students are working on isolating bacteriophage from samples of soil. It's a national and international program called CPhages, and this now is scaling up. So as you come in, there's opportunities to be engaged with it. There also are other courses that have been developed and funded by Howard Hughes, and more on the way. So it isn't scaled to all students yet, but we're getting better and better.
We had another question about food science, about facilities that are available to food science majors that I thought might be a good one to answer, in part because of their capstone project, which is fun and awesome.
So do you want to talk about that, Linda?
Well, I'll talk about the capstone project because it's fun and awesome, and then I'll let you do the facilities. So food science majors, when you are getting ready to wrap up your program, you actually get to invent, one of your projects is you invent a new ice cream flavor. And it is then marketed. So the winner, it gets marketed and it's sold in the area. And my point of pride is actually that one of my students was in the, did the last, the winning flavor was from one of my students. So it was fun. And it came because he stopped off at my office. We were talking. And I did not like, I thought he needed to be a little bit more inspired. And so we were brainstorming with other people there. And from that, he took this idea back to his group and they came up with a new flavor, and that was the one that won.
Great. The food science department here at UMass is #1 in the country, and it has a whole food processing center where students actually work in preparing food and developing the expertise that is highly sought after by the food industries.
So yeah, I'm gonna pop on. I have a couple questions coming in. I'm gonna combine a couple of them. And some people are asking about what I think about the psychology major and some research opportunities available for someone pursuing a double major in biology and psychology. And I love these questions. So for me, I love the psychology major and the biology major equally. That's why I had to do both. I couldn't pick between the two. I love them because they're very diverse in the classes you're going to be taking. You'll have something as niche as developmental neuroscience or neuroendocrinology, and you also take things like general bio. So you really get to dip your toes into a lot of different types of classes to really see what you're interested in. As for research opportunities, we are a Carnegie One research institution, so all of our professors are actively participating in research, and there is oodles of research. There's no shortage of research on campus here. So you really can find something that you are looking for. We have a great Office of Undergraduate Research to help you find some things that you are interested in, or just help you figure out what you are. Also, if you like a class, you like a professor, you can definitely go talk to them, get to know them during office hours, ask if they are participating in research, and you can definitely go and potentially get involved with some of their research as well. But there's tons and tons of different opportunities to do that.
Thank you, MP. So we have a question about the exploratory track and what kind of courses you take that first year. Linda, do you want to give a brief synopsis of that?
Yeah, so for exploratory track students, for most science students, there's a typical sort of biology, there's a sequence that students take: intro-level bio, chemistry, you'll take math, you'll take your first year seminar. And really, for the science majors, these classes are sort of the foundational courses for all of the majors. So once you go in, you'll have conversations with exploratory track advisors. So advisors whose job it is to help you think your way to a new major, because by your sophomore year, we really want you to start feeling settled in a major. And so, yeah, so you would take those classes.
Thank you. Also, Courtney asked, are there any specific graduation requirements? Yes, Courtney, that there are general education requirements by the university, and on top of that, there are requirements in the college. In our college, the requirement for BS majors is simply that you do 60 credits. But for BA majors, there's also a requirement to fulfill a language requirement, which you may have already done with your high school language information. There's also requirements for writing courses, both at the freshman and the junior level, and in integrated general education experiences. There's a question here about the pre-vet program. The pre-vet program at UMass, is housed in a veterinary and animal science department. It is highly successful in terms of the competitiveness of our students in getting admitted into vet school. We also have now a new vet tech major that is being offered. Neuroscience track within psychology. MP, that you're best qualified to describe that.
Absolutely. So the neuroscience track in psychology is definitely going to be more of a sciencey perspective of psychology. So if you are interested more in, the brain mechanisms, the neuroscience behind psychology, all of those aspects, I definitely recommend the neuroscience track. It also has a lot of similarities to a pre-med track. So if that's something you're interested in pursuing after you graduate, and you also really like neuroscience, definitely recommend that. Another questions that have been coming in, just talking about what kind of classes you'd be taking in the psychology major. It's definitely going to depend on which route you do take for the psychology major. You can do a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology or a Bachelor of Science in Psychology. So it really depends on what you are interested in. If you want to do the more sciencey classes, like biology and chemistry, along with your psychology classes, I definitely recommend the Bachelor of Science. If you're more interested in doing Bachelor of Arts, doing languages, stuff like that, in addition to your psychology courses, I recommend the Bachelor of Arts.
Thank you, MP. So there's a good question here. You know, we're presenting you with a really positive outlook because we are really very positive about UMass and about you being here. But a question is, students, to Phil and MP, what's your least favorite aspect of UMass? I'm going to take a guess and say that almost every UMass student would say April 2020 through right now would be their least favorite given the pandemic. But I'll turn it over to you because I think it's valuable to hear your answers.
I guess I can jump on first. So mine would probably be just how close it is to my hometown. A lot of different times, I mean, not this semester, obviously, but my freshman year and sophomore year, I'd get a text from my mom that said, hey, be there in 15 minutes. And she'd just show up randomly. It is only an hour drive away from home. So if I could really just pick up the UMass Amherst campus, maybe move it like 2 hours farther away, then it'd be perfect. But I really do love UMass. I compare a lot of things to the school that I was at earlier, just first semester. And if there's even like the smallest thing where it's like, oh, like that kind of bugs me out a little bit, then I think, well, it's so much better than where I was. So I really, I think the only little issue that I have would be that it is close to home. MP, maybe I'll move down to Mississippi, so it's like a 16-hour drive. But yeah,
Definitely don't recommend that.
but yeah, just the closeness to home. So that's not really anything that we can control. But MP or Lala, if you want to jump on.
Yeah, MP.
Yeah, so I would say my least favorite part about UMass, it's kind of hard to pick one because I don't really have one that I just sit and be like, oh, I don't like this about UMass. But sometimes the winter can be very cold by the library. I'm definitely not used to that. But sometimes the library kind of creates a wind tunnel because of how big it is. And if you go over there on a very, very cold day, you will definitely have like wind burn on your face. So I would say that's probably my least favorite part when it gets really cold and you have a lot of studying to do and you have to go in the library and it's not the most pleasant. But other than that, I do love the snow. So I can't be too upset about it.
And just to do a reality check, I looked at our weather forecast and Thursday or Friday is snow. It's a little too soon. So there's a question here also about if we're going to talk about specific majors like the building construction technology major. And we don't have time to do that today, but I welcome you to get in touch with us. And at the email I gave you, CNS Advising Center at umass.edu. We can answer your questions there. We can have you get a phone call so that you can be well informed about what goes on here. So any other questions that are popping up for us? We're just about out of time.
Yeah, I have two that I want to answer just quickly. So one of them is there a dorm building for freshmen specific to the college we choose in UMass? No, you're not restricted to live anywhere on campus. All freshmen are required to live on campus, but we have 5 different residential areas that you can choose from. So myself, I lived in Southwest when I was living on campus. I now live in an apartment out off campus in Amherst. But you're not required to live anywhere on campus. For the STEM students, we have Northeast Residential Area, which is a quick 5-minute walk across the street to all the science and engineering buildings. So it is very close to your classes. So a lot of the times the STEM majors choose to live in Northeast. That being said, you can live wherever you want on campus. You're not required to get anywhere. And the walk isn't that bad. I lived in the farthest south dorm on campus, and my class was the northernmost building on campus. It was kind of off campus. It was in the College of Education, and it was a 20-minute walk. And I literally went from one bottom of the campus to beyond the top of campus. So it's really not that bad. But no, you're not required to live anywhere. And then just another one really quickly. I'm wondering if Phil or MP can talk about how their academic advisors have helped them. So I love my academic advisor. I was struggling a little bit in mathematics, my classes. Calculus is hard, I'll just say that. But I went and I met with him multiple times, and saying like, I'm not really sure if this is for me. Like, should I switch my major? Like, not doing too hot. And he kind of just reassured me. He said like, if this is really what you want to do, then stick with it. He helped me plan out my schedule so that I wasn't taking tons of hard classes all in the one semester, that I had hard classes every semester, but then kind of filled them in with easier classes. No class is really like wicked easy, but yeah, my advisors helped me a ton. Definitely helped me stay on track to become or to graduate with a degree in math and become a teacher.